Hello and welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, tuning in. I will die on that hill. Shy, don't start with me. I'm just looking at the chat and I already see the fucking radios. And that is not what it is. Can I have a fish in the chat? Can you guys please, like, if you support my theory, if you're with me on this, please post a fish, a tuna in the chat, because yeah, we're tuning in. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, you're gonna, just enjoy the crazy. There's gonna be a lot more of this in my streams. So you just have to get used to the fact that I talk out of my ass and just talk about weird stuff and mention weird stuff. Yes! See? Tuna domination! I see the traitors. I see you, Shy. I see you, Fabian. Oh my god, Fabian, how could you? How could you do this to me? What? Fabian and Alberto? Oh no, Andy. Wait. How could you guys betray me like that? How could you guys do me like that? What? Demon Taker and Brian? I can't believe that you guys did this to me. I like the chaos. Oh my god. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, you're confused, understandable. Because there's gonna be more of that. You're gonna be confused in every single stream, so just get used to it. But yeah, I'm FEARSONA. If you're new here, I'm FEARSONA. You can call me Sona or Fear, and I'm your friendly neighborhood true crime VTuber, here to give you full body chills and here to talk about crimes and just horrible situations and horrible people. And today we're gonna be discussing horrible people on YouTube. Well, people who were on YouTube, right? Like, they created channels, some of them pretty popular, some of them pretty well known, with established communities. And then it turned out that they were absolute monsters and they committed some terrible crimes. No, like, before you even ask me about this, no, I'm not gonna be covering the recent stuff. These are gonna be lesser known cases, like cases that actually ended in court. They ended in conviction, and well, some of them ended in tragedy. Also, Shy, nah, it's radio. No, absolutely not. Get that out of here. Okay, this emote is like banned in my stream, the radio. Okay, it's not banned. I will not take away your. You guys are entitled to your opinion. That's okay. You guys are entitled to, your opinion, even if it's wrong, even if the opinion is absolutely wrong and just garbage, and I do not approve. You can never tuna of the radio, fish of the radio. Okay, it's the wrong opinion. Yes, it's the wrong opinion. I will die on that hill. No, I will die on that tuna. Well, anyway, so today we're discussing some cases that started on YouTube, sort of. Well, I mean, not exactly, but yes, some of those people were on YouTube. They had channels, and it was a shock. It was a shock to a lot of people when it turns out that they committed something well, heinous. And to kind of preface and like just let you guys know, I will not be covering the recent stuff, because as we know, there's been, oh my god, the internet, online space and YouTube space and Twitter space have been a complete mess recently, with the Dr. Disrespect stuff, with Chris Dyson stuff, with Mr. Beast stuff. Jesus Christ. I just saw a video. I'm just gonna like talk about it very, very briefly, but I just saw a video, kind of an update on the Mr. Beast situation, because it escalated so much, right? Like, it's escalated from, the Chris Tyson situation, which is already horrible, to very messy situation around the Mr. Beast channel, which is the biggest channel on YouTube, and some questionable stuff are coming out, and that's, yeah, it is very, very concerning. And if you guys haven't seen the update, I think I'm just gonna like spill some tea. So if you guys haven't seen the update, Mr. Beast's lawyers sent a cease and desist letter to the guy who made the video, right? Like to the, oh god, dog, oh god, I forgot his username, but yeah, they sent a cease and desist letter basically telling him to take down the video and shut up because, oh, you know, like you're releasing sensitive information. And he's just like, wait a minute, what sensitive information? You said previously, I was told that none of this is true. And, you know, like, oh, it proves nothing. So what are you afraid of? Why are you sending me a cease and desist letter? Why are you talking about sensitive information? What sensitive information? I've been basing my information on the public videos. And I've given you examples, and I've given you examples from the videos that you can see plain as a day that it's happening. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's escalating. It's just, oh my god. It's just spiraling out of control. And well, I'm just kind of following the situation, and this is the recent update. So I highly recommend that you guys watch some recent videos about it after my stream, of course. Also, Shy, it's not even an opinion. It's a proven fact, you pink goose. No, it's a wrong fact. Oh my god. Oh, Dog Pack 404. Yeah. Exactly. I'm sorry. I remember it was like dog something, and I was just like dog pocket. Listen, my brain works in mysterious ways. If you saw my recent tweet, I did confess that up until very, very recently, all this fucking time, I thought that Moist Critical and Penguin Zero were two different people. Like, I know they are two different channels, but I legitimately thought, because I never paid attention, I wasn't like watching his videos until like recently. And yeah, and up until this point, I genuinely thought they were two different people. And I was just like, oh wait. Because then I was talking to my friend about it. And I was like, yeah, you know, like one video was from Moist Critical, one video was from Penguin Zero. Like, oh, they both commented on the situation. And my friend was just like, what do you mean both? Like, what? Wait, well, two people, two channels. And she was just like, nope. That's, you know, same person. I'm like, what? Wait until she hears about Charlie. I know. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. Well, I did hear about the whole messy situation where he, it just blew out of proportion. Like, people were saying that he's going on a hiatus, and because of the recent, like, certain drama, I don't even know what, because I wasn't, like, keeping track of that, but, yeah, it was, yeah. I got like major, got me dying over here. I got a major case of like super like confusion and Mandela effect, because I genuinely thought that, because sometimes he's confusing. Sometimes he wears a hat, sometimes he doesn't. I know, it's like Superman wearing glasses, and suddenly it's just like, oh, where is he? Oh, it's Clark Kent. Two different people. And I think I had like the same impression of Penguin Zero and like Moist Critical. Like, I thought, you know, in some of his videos he doesn't wear a hat. And then in his Penguin Zero videos, he usually wears a hat. And then I was just like, confused. I don't wait, how? I don't know. I just remember him from like, oh, one channel, like there's this long hair guy with beard, and he wears a white t-shirt and then doesn't wear a hat. But then there's like another channel and he wears a hat, and I thought it was two different people. Because there's also Asmongold, and Asmongold has kind of the same vibe. Like, I know it's a different person. It is, right? It is. Like, I'm not getting confused again. Right? This is not like three people being one, right? Oh, Arnold, hi, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. Arnold Luna, greetings, ma'am. I'm new here. How's everyone doing today? Wonderful. We're about to talk about some monsters on YouTube. Some people on YouTube that turned out to be absolute monsters. You know, what could be better than this? Just, you know what, you guys, I'm gonna tell you what the lesson of today's stream is right away. The moral of this story is just be careful who you follow. Definitely be careful who you interact with on the internet. Don't share too much, because it's, you know, it is very dangerous out there. You never know who it is. Like, you might think that you know who you're talking to, and you might idolize some people, and just, I would advise you to, like, you know, keep your expectations low and don't overshare too much, and just be careful, you know, like keep your eyes open at any like suspicious activity, and just, yeah, just, you know, just treat it as a warning to be very, very careful on the internet. Joshua, now I am not Josh anymore. Hey! Well, yeah, you're okay. Okay, congrats. Also, Dorothy, thank you so much. Shai has a point. You do come with RGB lighting and change colors often. Yes, I do come with RGB lighting. I'm an RGB lighting myself. I just switcheroo all this time. Listen, I have many faces, but I was okay. I was transparent about it. Okay, I was never hiding it. I was just like, okay, I, you know, come in different colors. Lesson is don't go to be meanie weenie and talk funny to preschoolers. Oh, that too. I mean, absolutely. That's, you know, that's why if I find out that any of you guys in the chat are, you know, like this, my space, my channel, and my streams are generally not for, you know, they are for adult audience. So if I do find out, like, I have no control over who watches them, unfortunately, because there are ways for kids to get to like their parents' account and like watch on a different account, or just straight up lie about their age. And yes, and so I don't have complete control over who watches my streams. But I'm just giving you guys a warning. If I find out that any of you guys are, you know, underage, are kids, because I've had situations like this in my chat that a person came in, they're super, super nice, and I appreciate that they watched, but it turns out that they are like 14 or something. Immediately, I'm gonna block you. You will not be able to interact with my channel. I'm sorry, like, this is just a rule. I'm not gonna change that because of the nature of my content. But I was born on a leap day. I'm technically 6 years old. Shai. Shai, I think you were born, like, whatever day you were born. I think it just made your life, like, it just determined your fate as like question mark, because you have like whenever you talk about your life, your childhood, or adult life, I'm just like, how are you alive? So many things happened to Shai. I am very impressed that Shai is surviving. I mean, I'm glad that you're, you know, you're doing well. You seem to be doing well despite all that's happened around you. It's always Adult Swim here. What? Makes sense. My birth record always says 404, not found. When I look for it, oh no. Fabian, I think you're a glitch. You might be a glitch. Okay. You guys, yes, you know, there's been some pretty bad stuff that's coming out on YouTube lately. As I said, different situations that might actually spiral into, you know, a criminal case. So far, the Mr. Beast situation, the Chris Tyson situation, Dr. Disrespect situation, there's no like more information, like how it's going behind the scenes. We don't know if there are like legal proceedings on the way. We know that there were some legal proceedings in like Dr. Disrespect situation. I think it was like resolved and police might have been involved. I'm not actually 100% sure because again, there was probably an NDA signed by both parties or all parties, right? Like Twitch, Dr. Disrespect, and the victim, or like people involved, right? And well, I mean, victim, like I think it was, in the end, it was just determined that no harm was done. I'm not sure, like, again, there's very little information. Everyone is keeping their mouth shut. So we actually don't know what happened behind the scenes about this situation, like how it was, how it actually, you know, resolved. Mr. Beast situation, that one's still ongoing. So there's no like legal proceedings yet. I will keep my eyes open, and if it gets to like actual like serious stuff, then obviously like I'm gonna talk about it because holy shit. And that's why I'm waiting. I don't really talk about it much, right? Like I didn't even talk about it in my streams because I'm like, okay, well, this is so far for now, I treat it as internet drama, you know? Like I treat it as like, okay, internet information from the internet or like social media and from like drama, but I don't have information like, oh, it actually like escalated to a criminal case. So we'll see. 2024 is a crazy year. It is. Ketsuya, thank you so much for being a member for 19 months. I'm alive. Hey! I'm so sorry. It must be super late for you. I'm so sorry. I hope you can get some sleep and I hope you can get some rest and just be alive, you know, stay alive. Stay alive. Stay alive. Okay. NDA is non-dinosaurs allowed. Well, it is a non-disclosure agreement. So as I'm aware, like around Dr. Disrespect, there were some NDAs involved. So again, aside from what we saw from like Twitter posts, which is not much information, that's why I don't really like talk about it, because so far we've only had like Twitter posts, like all the information were like oh god, what is it like? I'm looking for a word. I lost it. Wait. Contained? No. Condensed. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not a dictionary today. My vocabulary is Houston, it's deceased. But all the information that we have around those cases is pretty much condensed in Twitter posts or tweets, and that's not much information. Like, that's why I don't treat it seriously yet, because, you know, I just need like serious sources and serious information. That so far it's like Twitter posts, like statements from all sides, or, you know, both sides or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, well, again, or Twitter posts from different people, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait for like really 100% legitimate information from like reliable source. So we'll see. No rest for the wicked. Hey. Well, I'm glad that you're here, Katsuya, but I'm just like, I'm a little bit concerned, like, oh, you know, if you're gonna get enough rest, like, please make sure to get enough rest. I'm so sorry that, you know, I'm aware that unfortunately for some time zones my streams are very, very late, or like super early in the morning, like 5 a.m. or something, and I apologize. This is just convenient time for me, but I'm working on changing the streaming times. Like, I'm definitely gonna post a poll to ask you guys like what times would work for most of you, and I'll try to adjust my streams. I'll try to you know, change times so that it's like more of you guys can join, and you don't have to like lose sleep over it. We'll see. Wait, why no dinos? Have you checked Reddit and Facebook and the Insta of Gram? I have seen some Reddit posts, some Reddit threads about all those cases. It's very, very concerning. Like, it's just all around the bad situation. It's just yeah, it's scary. It is scary what can transpire like behind closed doors, but like at the same time on the internet. So that definitely scares me. We'll see. You know, as I said, like, I'm keeping an eye out for any updates in all those cases and all those like situations that are going on right now. But today we're gonna be talking about cases that are closed, that are, you know, they are finished. Unfortunately, some of them ended in huge tragedies, and they were actual, you know, like they escalated. Definitely, they were criminal cases. Okay. What else? I was gonna talk about something, and I forgot. Wait, hold up. Oh yeah, okay, my schedule for this week. It's not much. Like, today we have, you know, YouTubers who committed terrible crimes stream. That's today. Tomorrow I have a stream on Patreon. So that one is for Patreon members only, and it will be another case. It's gonna be another true crime stream. So I hope to see you guys there, 6 p.m. Pacific time as usual. And then I'll be back. Well, I'll take a day off on, I believe it's Saturday. Wait, hold up, because I always confuse it with, okay, so that's my, okay. So I'm gonna take a day off on Saturday, Pacific time, and then I'll have a stream on Sunday, and it's another true crime case. So a lot of true crime. Guys, am concerned about my mental health recently. I think it's because of those scary videos or something. Wait, let me just, in a minute, let me pull up something, because I forgot to pull it up. And this is coming up in a minute. So before I get to that, get plenty of rest. I will try. And Joshua, I like this stream time now. It fits for me, but I do want others to join too. We'll see. You know, like as I said, like I am gonna run this poll. I'm gonna, like, I would love to hear your guys' opinion. You know, like what you guys think of the streaming time. I might actually do like, you know, several streams are gonna be so like a few streams a week are gonna be at a different time, and this kind of time slot is gonna also be included in my schedule. So like, some streams are gonna be at 6 p.m. Pacific time, some streams at a different time. We'll see how that works, or how that works out. And before I jump to the cases, I definitely think I have to take a break from scary videos for at least like a week or two, possibly, because I've been having a very hard time sleeping. I've been having nightmares. I just had, like last night, I just had a nightmare, like a very vivid dream, very, like the whole dream. I remember the entire dream, and it was a dream within a dream. So I experienced a little bit of an inception. Basically, my dream was about a serial killer. Yes, man, I'm losing it a little bit. So it was about a serial killer, and this serial killer like would get rid of the body, but would keep the head of their victims, and they would eat the heads, and only the bodies would be found, right? So I was just kind of like watching it like a movie. It was just kind of right, like the whole case. And eventually, you know, people were scared, so it escalated to the point where people like, if they had a deceased loved one, like the government actually I don't know, implemented a law because of the serial killer that every single deceased person is gonna be beheaded, and the loved ones can choose to eat their loved one's head. Yes, this is what I was dreaming about. Like the body would be buried, because the serial killer was not interested in the body. They were interested in the head. So the loved ones can eat the head. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, this is what I was dreaming about. So yeah, like the fuck. Well, damn. So the loved ones can, right, like the family can choose to eat the head. And I think I had someone in my family died, and another one of my family members, they decided to, okay, well, I'm gonna eat the head. I'm like, are you out of your mind? This is horrible. Like, I didn't go to the facility where it's like, it was kind of like, morgue, but then they had this like, almost like a restaurant, sort of. So you could like sit down and eat the head of your deceased family member. It was crazy. So my family member went to eat the other family member's head. In the end, they couldn't. I think they tried. Like, they came back and they told me like, I tried, but I couldn't do it in the end. So they had to like take it away, incinerate it, whatever. Me at my love's, my loved one's head. Oh my god. Needs salt. Why does my emote like match this situation so well? Is that something I should be concerned? I should be concerned about this. That's one way to do it. Go on. But don't take notes on this. This is a dream. That was a dream. So yeah, my family member tried to eat the head of another one, and they said like, I tried, but I couldn't. And then I woke up, right? It turned out in that dream, it turned out that the serial killer was a woman, and their name was Green Jane. that was the name of this, the nickname, Green Jane, of the serial killer. For some reason, like, oh, I think the bodies were like slightly green when they were found, or like the head, like the remains of the head or something. Anyway, so Sona what? Sana kolita derana, what? Yeah, Green Jane, that was the name of the serial killer, right? So then I woke up within a dream. I'm still dreaming. I just woke up. It's the Inception thing that happened, right? And I think it was like another very vivid dream, so I thought I was awake. And I was talking to a friend, and I was telling them about this crazy dream. I'm like, oh, I had this like crazy dream about the serial killer, and the name was Green Jane. And my friend just goes like, what? What do you mean a dream? Like, this is an actual case. And I was just like, what the, don't fuck with me. Don't mess with me. I don't wanna, don't lie to me. And she was just like, no, just Google it. Google it, it's a real thing. And in my dream, I Googled it, and there was like a whole fucking Wikipedia page that said Green Jane, serial killer, and it was real. And I was like, oh my God, I just dreamt about a case I've never heard of. Like, what is going on? And then I woke up again, covered in sweat because yes, and yeah, it was multiverse madness. Multiverse of madness. Yeah, that's it. I was freaked out. I think I got freaked out even more at this second, quote unquote, second dream, like dream within a dream, right? I just freaked out like a lot because I was just like, I don't know if this is real. Like, is it? I am not kidding when I say that when I woke up, I immediately reached for my phone and I checked if this was, I Googled Green Jane. Luckily, it's an author. It's not a serial, I mean, it is a woman and it's a person. Like Jane Green is a person and she's an author. Is she a serial killer? Probably not. Hopefully. I mean, I hope not. Also, Dorothy, thank you so much. Before I will definitely forget later, should earmark the Chris Farrell case. The bar owner who went on a TV show and then murdered someone. Oh shit. Okay, wait. Let me just Chris Farrell. Let me put it here. Chris Farrell. Okay. Written down. Shay, what? Sino sana soy. Wait, oi sanar. I'm sorry if I'm not reading it correctly. Sanaras manana. What? Am I saying bad words? I'm sorry. So now I was in the Fearverse. I think I was in the Fearverse. Holy shit. Okay. You guys, that's it. That's it for my crazy dreams. That's it for all the crazy stuff that I just wanted to talk about at the beginning of the stream. And now on to the actual cases. Okay, we're ready. So the first case is that of Class It Up 10. That was a YouTube channel of the guy named, wait, hold up. Because I am as usual, scuff, because why not? So Class It Up 10 was a YouTube channel, a small YouTube channel that belonged to Jared Loughner. He was a conspiracy theorist. He created this channel, right, where he disclosed wild theories mainly involving government, religion, and how they conspire to mind control citizens. Basically, it was like a huge... Every single one of his videos was kind of like this rant on like different conspiracy theories. So his uploads often ended up being incoherent rants, as I said, like rambles about, with little to no evidence to support his theories, and any quote-unquote proof he claimed to have ended up being just, you know, far-fetched, like basically his words. He didn't like really present any tangible proof for anything that he was claiming in his videos, so everything was pulled out of Fantasyland. Jared strongly believed that the government was trying to control people's minds. He was saying all those things that you know, the government, the religion want to, like, they, you know, essentially like the government is using religion to control people's minds. The government is using different policies to brainwash people, and that he was one of the very few quote-unquote conscious dreamers free from the government's influence, right? And he was trying, like through his videos, he was trying to warn people and get them to wake up as well. He was trying to create more conscious dreamers, right? Honestly, like his videos made no sense. I did see it, I did watch it, and it's mostly just like black background, white text, and he's just talking about like, well, I mean, just text, right? Like that talks about like weird stuff. It's very hard to understand too. So Jared would often also talk about how we need to create a new currency. This is like one of the screenshots. So like when I say it's kind of incoherent rant, just read this text. Like it makes no sense. But Jared was often talking about, he had like several videos on this new currency, although when he elaborates on what kind of currency it would be and how it would be implemented, it really makes very little sense. He talks about how the currency would be distributed lethally and not non-lethally. Whatever that means. Like non-lethally on normal days and then lethally when it's the purge. Like help me out here, because I maybe he's trying to implement, like just bring the purge into reality. Yeah, like if you look at the video about his new currency, like it really makes no sense. There's like a coin and he draws a coin. There was like a slide where it's like a coin and then he marks the outside of the coin as universe, the inside of the coin as something else. It was just very, very strange, like extremely strange. I can't even explain it because it was that weird and made very little to no sense. So from one of his videos, we actually find out that Jared was a US military recruit at MEPS in Phoenix, Arizona. However, it was later revealed that he was rejected as a recruit due to being unqualified. And what does unqualified mean in this situation, in Jared's situation? It was likely connected to him struggling with drug abuse, especially namely marijuana, LSD, those kind of drugs. So this led to his major personality change and erratic behavior. And based on that, he was actually rejected from the military. In the same video where Jared, shared the information about being a military recruit, he also shared his overall thoughts about the government, how it's not doing its job, and how it should drop everything and just focus on implementing this mysterious currency that Jared was proposing, that Jared was inventing, right? Like, that's essentially what he says in that video. What the text says. Like, the government should just drop everything that it does, all the policies, everything else, just drop everything, and you have to focus on creating or implementing this currency that he was inventing. Literally, that is what he says in the video. Then he concluded the video with the following statement, and again, it's strange. It's hard to understand what he really means. So this is the statement, quote, "In conclusion, reading the second United States Constitution, I can't trust the current government because of the ratifications. The government is implying mind control and brainwash on the people by controlling grammar." Whatever the fuck that means. No, I won't pay debt with currency that's not backed by gold and silver. No, I won't trust in God. What? Yeah, I know. It's very, as I said, this is just one statement. His whole video, every single video, it sounds kind of like that. You don't know. It probably made sense in his head, because sometimes, right, every single person on this planet, sometimes you think of something and it makes sense in your head, but when you try to explain it to someone else, it just doesn't make sense. But or it's hard to understand, but this was like on a whole new level. Like he was just kind of putting all his thoughts into this video, and he was just not good at expressing them in words. But also, most likely he was at the same time taking drugs like LSD and stuff, possibly when he was making those videos. So who knows? This might have been the product of that, of his kind of like drugged state. After this video, Jared's online presence suddenly went silent. He wasn't posting anything else to his channel until a horrifying news report on January 8th, 2011. So there was nothing about him until January 8th, 2011. That day, Jared showed up at a Congress on Your Corner event held by US Representative Gabrielle Giffords, just outside of Safeway supermarket. He pulled out a Glock 19 semi-automatic pistol and fired 31 shots into the crowd, killing 6 people and injuring 13 more. 6 casualties included 9-year-old Christina Taylor Green, 76-year-old Dorothy Morris, 63-year-old John Roll, who was chief judge of the U.S. District Court for Arizona, 79-year-old Phyllis Schneck, 76-year-old Darwin Stoddard, and 30-year-old Gabe Zimmerman, who actually acted as the Congresswoman's aide. And mind you, Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords herself was injured, and this is actually the video. Well, I mean, this is the video, like a kind of like a simulation, 3D simulation of that. But she was, like, when Jared approached her, she was actually shot in the head, but miraculously she survived, along with, 13 other attendees who got injured. Unfortunately, like, after Jared pointed the gun at her and shot at her head, he then like turned around and and pointed at the crowd and started shooting. Yeah, it was horrible. Like, so many people died, so many people were injured. The fact that a 9-year-old died because of this guy is just despicable. So while Jared's motives to this day are considered unclear, his writings and online videos painted a picture of a disturbed individual. This is his mugshot, by the way. He harbored this deep hatred for and mistrust of the government. Jared had a history of disruptive behavior and showed signs of mental illness, including paranoid and delusional thoughts. He was suspended from Pima, I guess, community college. Pima? I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. So he was suspended from the community college he was attending due to his, like, this kind of behavior, this erratic behavior, and his drug abuse, which his classmates and teachers found extremely concerning because he was getting more and more aggressive, more and more strange towards his, like, aggressive and strange towards his peers and teachers. Jared was charged with multiple counts of murder and attempted murder, including the attempted assassination of a member of Congress. He was, however, found incompetent to stand trial initially and was diagnosed with schizophrenia. This was later overturned, like after he had received treatment. He was brought back, he could stand trial again, which, I mean, yeah, I think that's the right course of action. And then on August 2012, Loughner pleaded guilty to 19 counts, including the murder of 6 people and the attempted assassination of the Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. As part of the plea deal, he was spared the death penalty. So he was just put in prison. He was actually sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He is serving his sentence at the Federal Medical Center, Rochester, a federal prison facility for inmates with mental illness. So that's the first case. That's only the first case, dude. We have a couple more, and it doesn't get any better. Good. Yeah, like, I think it's, life sentence. That's the right punishment for him without possibility of parole. I don't think he should be out and, in a part of society because he is a highly disturbed individual, and I think it's better if he is contained in prison. Because holy shit. There was like this one video on his channel, I think later it was found on his channel, where it's a video of Jared just burning the US flag. He had clearly, like, he had a lot of hatred for the government, and no one knows when it started, no one knows what triggered it. He just had so much hatred for the government that he created like this whole, you know, theory, or this whole, like, I don't know, like mindset and this whole plan in his mind, and just, yeah, everything was the government's fault. So that is why he targeted the congresswoman. Yeah, he murdered 6 people and injured 13 more, so 19 people in total were hurt by him. Okay, so the next case involves 19-year-old Lewis Ashdown and his friend Mark Williams, and their unlikely friendship that ended in tragedy. One day, while Lewis was scrolling on on YouTube, like all of us do, he, searching for an interesting video, he came across Mark's small channel that was called This Place, and specifically he came across Mark's escaping Churchill Square security video, which is like a parkour video. That's what Mark was doing on his channel. He was posting parkour videos. Ashdown, who was also running a similar channel, and he was just interested in parkour and getting into places that had security, and like just running away from security, like he was posting that kind of content as well. I actually don't know Lewis's channel. I couldn't find it. It's probably deleted by now because of the type of content that he posted at the very end. Yes, you probably can guess what kind of content, because there's a murder involved. So Lewis also was posting parkour videos. He was interested into, like, yeah, maybe not so legal stuff, because he was breaking into like places, and he was running away from security, that kind of like restricted places, right? So he was posting those videos too, and he was very impressed with Mark's parkour skills. It turns out that Mark was living in the same area, and so Lewis decided to reach out to him and struck up a conversation through social media. The two of them seemed to be getting along pretty well, so Lewis asked Mark to meet up in the local woodland area near their town, which was like Chelly, East Sussex, UK. This is all happening in the United Kingdom. So Lewis wanted to meet up under the guise of just hanging out and maybe having some alcohol and maybe doing some parkour. And I think there was a video, I did see it. It probably is deleted by now. I saw some clips of it somewhere, but there was a video of them, like Mark filming a video for his channel, and he was introducing Lewis. I believe I have the, yeah, okay, so I have the screenshot of that video. This is a video that was shot on May 29th, 2021, and that's an important date in this case, and you'll see why. It's the day. So basically Mark did record this video where he actually introduces Lewis. He says like, oh, I'm here with Lewis, and Lewis is then in the background. Okay, you can see it. You can see him actually here. This is actually Lewis. Like, this is Mark, this is Lewis. And in this video, he says like, oh, I'm here with Lewis, and we're just hanging out, and we're about to, maybe we're gonna go into some places with security. Maybe we can, like, parkour a little bit. Okay, so that is the video, right? Like, that's what they did. So they met on May 29th, 2021. That evening, later in the evening, Mark contacted his aunt at around 11:30 p.m. And he was in his text message, he was letting her know that he was on his way back home, and she did not, like, he called her. I think he sent her a message, but he also called her, and he was telling her that, hey, I'm coming back home, I'm on my way. So Mark's aunt did note that Mark sounded a little drunk, but he was still coherent, so she wasn't very worried. She said like, oh yeah, like he sounded a little tipsy, but I don't think it was like he was drunk out of his mind, like he wasn't pissed drunk. So, you know, I thought like, oh, it's pretty normal. Like he sounds kind of like usual when he drinks. So she wasn't like very concerned. She was like, okay, well, you're on your way home. That's probably a good call since you've been drinking. Just come back home. However, Mark never returned home. He failed to return home, and his family started, you know, concerned, contacted the police and reported him as missing. At this point, mind you, the police were made aware of Mark's plans with Lewis and initially thought that Lewis was another, like ended up being another missing person. The police considered the possibility that the two teenagers got abducted by a third party. But when they searched Lewis's home, they found a piece of evidence that turned this case around completely. They discovered clothing stained with blood, and when they tested it, it was Mark's blood. So now, Lewis is not a missing person anymore. He is now a suspect. It didn't take long for the investigators to find Lewis. He was in Eastbourne, staying with a friend who was made aware of his crime. The friend was unaware of the crime at first when Lewis showed up. But when, you know, this friend noticed Lewis Ashdown's strange behavior. He was just being very nervous. He was erratic. He just kind of didn't it seemed like he had something to say, but he couldn't say it. But then, you know, like the friend pressed him, and Lewis eventually confessed to the murder of Mark Williams to this friend. And the friend informed the police that, hey, Lewis is here, you know, come get him because he just told me something horrifying and you guys are probably looking for him. And boy, his motive was crazy. The motive for killing Mark was insane. During the investigation, it was revealed that Lewis had planned the attack from the very beginning. So even when he was, you know, when he saw Mark's channel, he saw Mark's video, at that time, he kind of decided, oh, that is gonna be my victim. So from the beginning of his interaction with Mark, he was already planning this murder. When they met up in the forest on May 29th, Lewis attacked Mark with a knife, inflicting 107 wounds in the most brutal way, which resulted in Mark Williams dying from his injuries. It was gruesome, it was bloody, it was just a very, very aggressive attack from what the police said from the description of the attack. Like, it was no accident. It wasn't like an argument that turned bad. No, it was an attack with intent. It was a vicious attack, and Lewis was attacking with the intent to kill. So Lewis captured the whole incident on video. This is actually a picture from, from the crime scene, from police investigating the site, because then they later found Mark's body. And Lewis actually captured the whole incident on video, recording over an hour of footage where he is brutally murdering Mark. He essentially cut his eyes out, like I don't know, like how do I say it? Like, there's a word for it. Gouged his eyes out, and he threw his body. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time talking about it because I'm imagining this. Like, I did not see the video. I do know that there are clips circulating around. I mean, that's not great if you post a clip like that. Please do not. I mean, if you just don't look for this video, like it's not very, like, I think it was mostly taken down. I did see some blurred clips, but I shouldn't have, because holy shit, now I'm just thinking about it. But yes, you know, Lewis gouged Mark's eyes out, and then after he had inflicted many wounds, like over 100 wounds, he threw Mark's body into the river, and then he would share that video online. He uploaded it to his channel, which you know, YouTube obviously took down because it was gruesome. You know, rightfully so, because it was murder. And while questioned by the police, Lewis Ashdown said, quote, "I took a knife out with me and it just felt right to do it. He was begging for help and I just wanted him to shut up," end quote. So, like, he felt good. I think in other quotes, he just said, like, I felt good. It felt right. I had every intention to kill him and it felt amazing, and you know, like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted. So very disturbed person. Evidence against Lewis included the murder weapon, forensic evidence, and his own admissions during questioning. Ashdown was charged with the murder and possession of a bladed article. I think, like, in some articles, because some say that, oh, it was a knife, others say it was actually a sword. That's why, like, you know, oh, possession of bladed article, I feel like it wasn't just a knife. It was like some articles referred to it as a sword, so it might have been actually a sword or like a bigger bladed weapon. And then during the trial, the prosecution presented evidence of Ashdown's premeditated actions and the severity of the attack. The defense argued that Ashdown suffered from mental health issues that impaired his judgment, which may have been true, but that's the thing. Mental illness does not excuse a murder that was clearly premeditated. Like, that's not an excuse. Like, it might be an explanation, but does that mean you can avoid punishment? No, because especially in this case, like, yeah, maybe, you know, like, lenient treatment can be applied in cases where it was clearly, like, not premeditated, was like a crime of passion, and it turns out that it was tightly, like, very strongly, like, linked with the perpetrator's mental illness. Maybe there are cases that are just more complex and you can apply some, like, leniency based on that. Not to say that this person does not, you know, deserve, but like, they can just get away with it without punishment. No, absolutely not. They still deserve a punishment, just, you know, like, properly adjusted for the circumstances. In this case, this one was not, like, not such case. It was definitely premeditated. Lewis Ashdown was planning this murder from the very first interaction he had with Mark. So yeah, that's not an excuse. And in October 2021, Lewis Ashdown was found guilty of the murder of Mark Williams. He was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 27 years. So he will be eligible for parole in 27 years, or, you know, like, after 27 years served. Yeah. It's weird that mental health is always the card. Well, yeah, because, you know, I think because of cases, maybe, like, in the past, there were cases where, yeah, people got away with it. They got away with, like, a very lenient, very small punishment or no punishment at all, because they played the mental health card, which is, yeah, like, I acknowledge that it's true in many cases. But unfortunately, there are cases where it's just not true and someone is using it to get away with it. And so I think that this should be definitely, like, looked at very carefully. Those kinds of cases and those kinds of claims should be looked at in criminal cases, should be looked at with a lot of care, with a lot of, you know, professional opinions. So it should be consulted. It should be 100% determined, like, whether or not the person is lying or not, or, you know, or they're actually, like, suffering from some serious mental health issues that did affect their judgment. And as I said, like, oh, it's different. It's kind of like per case by case basis, right? Like, oh, some cases are, you know, you can adjust the punishment based on the circumstances, but holy shit, not all of them. Some of them are just lying, straight up lying, or just using it. So, using and abusing. Okay. I heard someone was arrested for having a Legend of Zelda fidget toy? The heck? Are you serious? If anything, mental illness makes it worse. He won't not do it again if given the chance. I think it's, yeah, like, I think, again, it's like based on circumstances and like professional analysis for sure. But definitely the person involved needs help. They need supervision and, you know, proper supervision or proper kind of care. I don't know, like adequate to their mental health issues or circumstances or the case. And that is not to say that they don't deserve a punishment. If they did commit murder, then yes, they still deserve a proper punishment and a fair trial. Yeah, the miniature master sword. What? I feel like that. What? Jesus. What? Honestly, every outright murder has to be mentally ill to do what. Yeah, like I think there's like, right, like there's psychopaths. That is a mental illness. I mean, it is. So every single, like a lot of them, I would say a lot of serial killers have some kind of level of psychopathy, diagnosed or not diagnosed but suspected. Okay, the next case is not much better. It might even, I mean, is it worse than a murder? It's hard to, honestly, this one, it's hard to compare. There's no murder here, but there's something equally disgusting. So there was this guy, Robert Krampf, also known as the Happy Scientist, who he had like a YouTube channel, and he was a science educator known for his educational videos and experiments where he was seen in, like, he could make it fun. He was a talented person who could make science fun. You would see him in his videos just climbing on top of a tree, like just being on top of a tree, or just walking in the wilderness and like conducting experiments in the wilderness, or you know, just smiling. Sometimes he was on TV, sometimes it was just very fun, you know, from an objective standpoint. It apparently was like pretty fun for people. And he was definitely popular in the online science community, particularly for his efforts to make science accessible and engaging for children and teachers. His channel featured a variety of educational content, and his videos were known for their clear explanations and engaging demonstrations. So he simply like made it fun, made it very like easy to understand, like different scientific concepts. He made it very easy to understand, right? Beyond YouTube, Robert Krampf conducted workshops and presentations in schools and educational institutions, visiting over 180 schools per year. He even appeared on TV, where he was also like conducting some fun scientific experiments with the host. And he was just highly regarded all around. But there was another side to Robert Krampf, this goofy scientist, like science instructor, an ugly side, which he was hiding behind his easygoing persona and his like friendly persona. And I think you guys know where I'm going with this. In September of 2020, John Robert Krampf was arrested for possession of thousands upon thousands of pornographic images and videos featuring children. He was indicted on 2 counts, possession of CP and receiving CP. And I mean like gigabytes of data, of images and videos, all of them real, everything real, just thousands of images and videos, including like involving children. Very graphic ones too. According to his confession to the police, he admitted to using online file sharing programs to download said materials. And it's crazy to think, I think the crazy part of this case is that he had visited nearly 200 schools within 1 year, which essentially means that he was around and interacting closely with children pretty much every other day. Every other day he was at a event for children, school, whatever, like educational organization. He was always around children every single day or every other day within 1 year. So it's pretty disgusting. I think the most ridiculous part of this case is the fact that he was sentenced to 4 years in prison in March of 2021. Just 4 years in prison for possession of thousands upon thousands. I mean, I hope that even if he comes out, he is labeled as, you know, he is registered as a you know, sex offender, and he is nowhere near children, because holy shit. This means that he will be coming out and likely will be able to use social media again, not long from now, because it's been 3 years, right? Like, he was sentenced in 2021, it's 2024. He's got 1 more year, if that. Like, I don't even know, like, he might come out even sooner than that. So what's with all the caps today? Please don't use caps. Just no, just don't. That would be nice. Glad I don't have kids yet. Yeah, it's scary. It's a scary world for kids. It's very scary. Like, for parents, it's scary to think about, like, how many people out there can do something like that. And it's scary to let your child anywhere, pretty much. It's terrifying to think about, like, what people can your child come across on a daily basis. And 99% of them, they will not. No, those will be like friendly people. They will be like widely liked people, friendly people, easygoing people. You would never think that they would do something like that, but behind closed doors, this is what happens. And holy shit. I hope he stays off social media forever. I mean, I hope so. Well, I mean, there's I think there should be a requirement to, like, either not be on social media or internet, or like have some kind of identification, like, oh, you cannot be, definitely you cannot be in the same internet space as minors, because, you know, like, Discord servers, or I know it's difficult. It's definitely harder than, you know, easier said than done, because there are many spaces where kids just lie about their age. Unfortunately, yeah, like, I can tell you guys from my channel, right? Even though I do say that, hey, my streams are for adult audiences, please do not comment to my chat if you are underage, if you're a minor, if you're a kid. This is not a space for you. Just, you know, don't interact. I mean, I can't tell you not to watch. Like, I would advise you not to watch my streams. Unfortunately, I can't control that. But I will say that my chats, my comment section, it's not space for kids. My Discord server, that's not a space for kids. So do not join. And if I find out, you will be blocked immediately. Okay. Basically, like, just, you know, mainly because of the nature of my content and what I talk about. And yeah, it's just not for kids. Dev, I guess I got shy. I mean, if that's true, shy, then it's, you know, yeah, then it's time for you to go. But yeah. Okay. The last case that I'm gonna talk about today is the case of Holly Knoll and Hunter Avalon. You actually might, some of you guys might recognize Hunter Avalon. He does have a pretty big channel with over 500,000 subscribers. So this case revolves around Holly Knoll and Hunter Avalon. Hunter Avalon, as I said, already has a very successful channel at this time, like 500, oh god, I can't speak today. 557,000 subscribers. What is wrong with my brain, with my mouth? Like, what is going on? But he does have a pretty big channel. Again, over 500,000 subscribers. Well, Holly Knoll is growing as an influencer. At the time, she was also growing as an influencer on Twitch and Instagram. Their friendship and later romantic relationship led to a truly terrifying event. but it's not what you think it is. Before befriending Hunter Avalon, Holly was in a relationship with this guy, Conrad Carricker, for 11 years. They had a long-term relationship. It was getting serious, right? And their relationship seemed peaceful on the outside, but behind closed doors, Carricker was emotionally and verbally abusive. Not only would he lash out at Holly, in recent years, he was becoming more and more aggressive, more and more controlling, and it made Holly fear for her life. She was getting increasingly more scared of Conrad, and she definitely did not feel safe with him. She felt small, she felt powerless. She just wanted to get out of this relationship. And it was at this time that Holly started getting closer to Hunter. Even though their interactions never extended beyond a platonic friendship, like they were just friends, at least not while Holly was still in a relationship with Conrad. So she never like cheated on him. It was always a friendship with Hunter, right? Like when they were together. But Holly finally found the courage to leave Conrad, so she broke it off with him. She broke up her relationship with Conrad and decided that the best course of action will be to ask Hunter for help, which of course he agreed to because she didn't want to stay in her home state of Washington. She wanted to get away from Conrad as far as possible and just, you know, at least for a while until things calm down between them and they can just talk about it over text and just come to like a peaceful, you know, just peaceful breakup. So Hunter actually invited Holly to fly over from her home state of Washington to West Virginia, where he lived. Hey, West Virginia, shout out. So Holly flew over to stay with Hunter in West Virginia and, you know, stay with him until things blow over with Conrad and she can get back on her feet, get back to her life. Holly took him up on the offer and set off for West Virginia in December of 2023, shortly before Christmas. She felt free, you know, she could finally breathe without Conrad constantly controlling her every single move. It just felt right to be away, you know, like it just felt good to be able to take a break from this toxic relationship. However, her happiness didn't last long because as Holly arrived at Hunter's place and started unpacking her suitcase, she made a frightening discovery. She discovered an Apple AirTag that was hidden inside her luggage. And if you don't know what an Apple AirTag is it's this like device connected to your iPhone that can track, like basically a GPS device, like GPS tracker that tracks your whereabouts and sends the signal to the original iPhone that is connected to this Apple AirTag. And yeah, you can guess that this AirTag was Conrad's. Holly decided to send Conrad a text message asking to explain himself, to explain the situation, like why did you put an Apple AirTag? That's crazy, that is a violation, that's, you know, that is not okay. So this is what she sent him. You are crazy, like this is a violation, right? And he actually responded with, tell him I'll see him soon. Most likely referring to Hunter. And, you know, Holly responded with, I am filing a police report, to which Conrad responded, for what? An AirTag to see where you would be so I can see where this dumb fuck lives. Yeah, it's not great. He was upset. Conrad was very clearly upset at the fact that Holly went to Hunter, even though like they were already broken off. Like, you know, Holly was just like, no, I'm ending this relationship. Why are you following me? Why are you still tracking my movements, my whereabouts? And then several days later, Hunter received a call from his landlord. And the landlord told Hunter about this very strange encounter in the building's lobby. Apparently, this guy showed up with a suitcase, claiming to be Hunter's friend, and attempting to gain access to the building but was sent away because he was a suspicious person. I mean, you can guess who that is. And then a few days later, this guy, the same guy, managed to get in, and that was Conrad. Conrad showed up at Hunter's apartment, and he was armed with a shotgun. So Holly quickly, Holly saw this, that Conrad was walking towards Hunter with this dark expression, with this aggressive look, and he was holding a shotgun. So Holly was just like, holy shit, something bad is gonna happen. So she quickly jumped in between them, pleading with Conrad to stop. She thought, Holly thought that, hey, he's not gonna shoot me, right? Because he wants me back. He's not gonna hurt me. He wants to hurt Hunter. But if I jump in between them, he won't shoot. So I'm gonna protect Hunter. So she trusted that Conrad did not want to shoot her. And Hunter actually said this about the incident, quote, "I want to make sure it's really clear how brave Holly was. She literally saved my life. She also knew that this guy had intended to kill me. And she took a really daring bet, betting that he wouldn't kill her," end quote. While Conrad was taken aback by Holly's action, the two, he was kind of, when Holly jumped in between them, he was kind of in shock, so he got distracted. And at that moment, Holly grabbed Hunter's hand and, they took advantage of Carrick being momentarily distracted, and they started running back to the apartment. The situation that then escalated, and Conrad discharged the shotgun at a glass door, trying to shoot Hunter, but missing. However, some of the fragments hit Holly in the leg. So, she got shot, and the wound was bleeding a lot. It was getting very serious. She was bleeding a lot. It was a very serious wound to her leg. Holly and Hunter barricaded themselves on the rear porch of the apartment, and that is when Hunter called 911, and they recorded a video of the incident. Unfortunately, it is a pretty graphic video, so I'm not gonna be showing it. But they're standing on the porch. Holly is bleeding. She was trying to, she has a sweatshirt pressed to the gunshot wound. She's in a lot of pain, and they are just, standing on that porch, and they can hear, in that video, they can actually hear Conrad banging on the door and yelling at the door, screaming at the door for them to open, to come out, and that, they are cowards. Hunter is a coward, and, Conrad is trying to get into the apartment. And at the same time, Hunter is calling 911, and he's on the phone with the 911 dispatcher, and he's describing the situation. Yes, this aggressive person is trying to get into my apartment. They have a shotgun. They shot my friend. She is bleeding. She is in need of medical attention. Please come quickly, because this guy is armed. And then in the video, you can, at the end of the video, you can actually hear the police officers arriving at the scene. And you can hear them screaming at Conrad to drop the gun, to, raise his hands, or just to, to drop the weapon and just surrender. And just as they did that, in the video, shots can be heard. And unfortunately, this was not gunshots from police officers. These were a shot from Conrad, because he turned the weapon on himself suddenly and pulled the trigger, taking his own life. In the aftermath of the incident, it came out that Conrad had a history of mental health issues, including suicidal threats and self-harm incidents. So he was threatening Holly that he's gonna, harm himself if she leaves him. And that's kind of a classic case, right? We see so many of them. And it's very, very unfortunate that this happens. This is a case for any people, any couples. But that, is not to say any of this excuses his actions, because none of it is an excuse for what he was trying to do. He was trying to kill Hunter, and honestly, he might have been planning to kill Holly as well. Kind of if I'm not gonna have her, if I can't have her, no one will. situation. He still treated his girlfriend horribly, like before the incident. So he was a horrible person, you know, treating Holly like a servant, like a, you know, his property. He was controlling her. He was abusing her. He then turned into a stalker and then threatened the lives of Holly, Hunter, possibly other people, because we don't know how it would have escalated even more if, you know, had someone else in the lobby tried to stop him, or in the building, right? Like, had someone else got involved, seeing that, hey, this guy has a shotgun and he's trying to attack these two young people. Had someone else got involved, who knows? There might have been more victims. What we can learn from this case is to recognize, I guess, warning signs of a toxic, abusive relationship. I know it's, again, easier said than done, but it's important to recognize some signs of a potentially toxic relationship and remove yourself from the situation as safely as possible, because no one deserves to be treated like this by their partner, the partner that is supposed to love you. So please don't settle for anything less. Don't settle for something like this. Just, you know, move on. And as for the other side, untreated mental health issues can quickly spiral beyond control. And I'm talking about any of the cases that I talked about today, right? So mental health issues, if they go untreated, they can spiral completely out of control. So please make sure to take care of yourself at all times. Surround yourself with a good support system and don't ignore any symptoms. There is no, first of all, like, there's no shame in consulting a medical professional, a therapist, and even, you know, one talk, I would say one talk with a professional can really, really, truly go a long way and actually improve your, you know, like, your situation if you're struggling. So just please remember to always take care of yourself and you know, don't ignore concerning signs. That is it. This was the last case. Holy shit. All of them are just, yeah, just, you know what? There's so many, and these are just like a few cases that I covered in one video. There's like absolutely more of those cases, and I've seen a lot. I do want to cover more of them. But yeah, you know, lesson from today's video, there's a couple of lessons, right? First of all, try to be very vigilant and very, you know, keep an eye out on red flags in a relationship. Definitely be careful on the internet. Be careful who you interact with on the internet. Be very, very careful who you befriend on the internet. And like, even if you think you know this person from the internet, right? Like, if you decide to meet up with them, just be extremely careful, and, you know, maybe don't trust them 100%. And yeah, mental health, you know, mental health is important. Do not ignore any signs. Do not ignore any, you know, if you're having a hard time. I'm sorry, my throat is just not cooperating with me this week. Jesus. Yeah, my voice is not cooperating with me this week, and my yeah, and my brain. But yeah, just, you know, as for mental health issues, never ignore any signs. Even if it's like something small, if it bothers you and you know it's affecting your daily routines, your daily life, maybe, you know, like, even if you think it's stupid, it's okay to consult a professional, to just talk, even have that one talk with a therapist or with something you trust. Someone, yes, something. You can trust a matcha latte. You can just talk to your matcha latte, I don't know, cup of coffee. But someone you trust, you know, surround yourself with trustworthy people that you can actually talk to. Even that one talk where you just express your emotions, express your concerns, can really go a long way. And yeah, like, talking to a therapist can also go a long way and really help you. So please take care of yourself. That's it. I missed everything, David. No, I'm so sorry. Yes, you did miss everything. You missed the whole case, but you know, the video is gonna be there so you can rewatch it if you want. True, never be afraid to talk to someone. Absolutely, never be afraid to talk to someone that you trust, a friend, a family member, or yes, a therapist. Even if you think it's stupid, listen, if it's affecting your daily life in a serious way, I would not be afraid to talk to someone. Even like if you're losing sleep over it, if you're having nightmares like I do, hi. And you know, you suspect what the source might be, like your concerns, your fears, your, you know, anxiety. I think it's okay to want to talk to someone, like to want to talk to someone or a professional and you know, address the issues and try to work them out. Yeah, talking is very good. Talking is very good. Like if you're comfortable with the person that you're talking to, right? Like if you know that, hey, I'm gonna be comfortable talking about this with this person or with this therapist, then please try to you know, talk it out and just address the issues and try to find a solution, or you know, how to deal with them, how to you know, how to improve your situation. And yeah, be careful in this world. That is the lesson from my streams and from every single one of my streams. Be careful out there in the world, in every space you go into, right? Like be it internet space or physical space out there in the world. Just always be careful. Always, you know, try to stay safe and take care of yourself. That's it. Well, since I'm here and are talking about this, what happened if you can't have the available help you need and then cope with stuff that can distract you? I mean, I know that there are different situations, right? Like not everyone has access to like a therapist or something, but I hope that you can find a trusted person you can talk to, a friend, a family member. Yeah, even, well, I mean, honestly, like you can, yeah, like not everyone can afford therapy because it is expensive, absolutely. But I would hope that you can find a person you can trust. Like it doesn't have to be a close friend. Honestly, sometimes, yeah, like it's, you know, a person that you think you can trust, maybe like a teacher, maybe, I don't know, neighbor that, yeah, like maybe you're not that close, but you could like, oh, if you're really having a hard time, I think it's okay to you know, like ask for help. I think it's always okay to ask for help, honestly. And if you have nobody to talk to, well, I mean, yeah, like that's, I mean, I'm absolutely aware that there are people out there who have no one to talk to. I would hope that you can find help with a therapist or with someone, yeah, like with a stranger. Honestly, if you're struggling that much, like if you're struggling a lot, I mean, obviously I'm not an expert, okay? I've never been in this situation, so I don't have all the answers, right? I personally, if I had no one and I was in a desperate situation, I would probably even talk to a stranger. Yes, like not everyone can understand you and not everyone can help you, but I would try. I mean, again, you know, this take this with a grain of salt because I'm not an expert. I've never been in this situation, so I can't really like give you an advice. I'm not here to give you an advice. I'm just here to tell you like, hey, I hope that you can take care of yourself and you know, just be very, very careful out there. Let's be Sona's therapist. No, I'm not here for therapy. Don't worry. And I'm also another therapist. So again, I can't give you an advice, but I can give you my best wishes and I can tell you that, hey, I do hope that you can take care of yourself, like you're gonna stay safe, and I hope you do have someone to talk to and you will. You know what, I wish that you will never be in this kind of situation. That's what I can tell, like that's what I can say. That's it. Never be too afraid to ask. Yeah, absolutely. And never be too afraid to ask for help. Yes, if it's really, really bad, even a stranger can actually turn out to be your, you know, like the best solution, or you know, someone who can help you out. Who knows? Good enough, Sona. Thanks. Yeah. Again, not a therapist. not an expert here. So I'm just kind of talking about like how I would handle it, or, you know, how I think, you know, you could handle it. But yeah, hopefully, well, what I can hope for is that not one of you will ever find yourself in this kind of situation. So that's it. Alright, as someone that struggles with depression, take my word, having at least one person to talk to and being in a community helps. I love you all. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Like, even if it's an internet community, I know it's not like in-person community. So again, take every advice from the internet with a grain of salt, always. But it's a good thing to, even on the internet, kind of surround yourself with a positive community, with someone to talk to. Even like freaking, I don't know, like see, my brain is just like error. But yeah, even on the internet, you know, like be very careful who you talk to, but also try to stick to like positive communities, you know, like supportive communities. Don't go into toxic stuff, because that will make you feel even worse. Like toxic communities and like drama communities, it's gonna make you feel so much worse. I mean, at least that's what I can tell from myself, like looking at myself when I kind of read like, or hang out in toxic, well, I mean, not hang out in toxic communities, but when I read like a lot of drama stuff or a lot of like toxic stuff, I feel so much worse. I'd rather just go into pretty like comfortable communities, you know, like positive communities, or focus on something else. And yeah, it's just so much better. And also, don't be chronically online. Honestly, sometimes it just makes it so much worse. Like just being online constantly, that also is not good for you. So, you know, go out there, try to meet people, try to make some good friends, with positive people and not toxic people. Just be careful. That's it. All right. Did I miss the cases? Yes, you did. Twilight Assassin, Radio Fish. Someday I'll get a gift. As I always say, hope and pray you have a great day / night and blessed life. Stay safe, stay positive, stay frosty, always watch your back. Exactly, always watch your back, stay safe, stay frosty. And I do wish that you guys have a good support system. You have, you know, close people to you that you can confess to. Well, not confess to. I mean, yeah, confess to. But you guys have, like, I hope that you guys have, you know, people that you can talk to, and you feel comfortable with, and you can actually, like, you know, talk about the deep stuff with. That's it. Great stream, Sana, and we'll take note on mental health here. Yeah, exactly. Always take care of yourself. Just try to stay safe. And sometimes, honestly, yeah, sometimes getting offline is gonna improve your mental health. Sometimes just getting offline, just putting down that phone, you know, turning off that YouTube after my stream. No, just, you know, getting offline, just, I don't know, taking a walk outside. Man, sometimes it helps me a lot. As simple as it sounds, as stupid as it might sound, sometimes I'm just like staying home too much and I'm online too much, and I have to go, like when I go out, suddenly like my mood improves 180. So yeah, sometimes it's just like nice to go to a coffee shop, sit down, have a cup of coffee, read a book. Yes, read a normal, like, paper book. Just take a book and read it, and not, you know, don't scroll on your phone. Just sit down with a nice cup of coffee and just enjoy life. That's it. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for today. Entertaining stream. Thanks, Sona. You're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in, and miss the stream never. Well, I mean, yes, if you have to, you have to. It's okay if it means that, hey, you know, like I have to miss the stream, but I really need to because, you know, like I need to take care of myself. Please never worry about that, okay? It's completely fine. I understand. Prioritize yourself first. That's it. Thank you so much. The hailstorm got intense. A lightning hit really close. Oh shit. Crazy Coyote, take care. Take care. I hope you're safe. I hope you just stay home. And I hope you're safe. I hope it won't get worse. I hope it's just gonna pass, you know, just the storm is gonna pass soon. And the weather is gonna improve, and, you know, please stay safe. Just in time to see the end of the stream. Hey! But it looks like we have about 20 in our raid party. Hey, thank you so much for the raid. I think... Wait, is it? Is that really happening? I'm really bad with like raids. I never know when it happens. I have no idea when it happens. So I'm just like, is this happening? Is that's what's going on right now? But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If that's what's going on, hi. Hi, new viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm glad I could raid in before you ended. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I am gonna watch this VOD and the other VODs, so no worries, David. Thank you so much. Hello, raiders. Hey, hello, yes. Thank you so much for the raid. But that's it. Unfortunately, it's the end of the stream, yes. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll see my Patreon members tomorrow for another true crime stream. And then I'm gonna see you guys on Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time for another true crime stream. So, yeah, stay safe out there. Wait, what else? I always mess up my outro. Stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. They're your haxes. Until the next time, stay tuna. Bye. Jose, thank you so much for the super, even though I can't read it, but thank you so much for the super. Did I have, wait, do I have like a nice interesting fun fact for today? I do have a fun fact. So, fun fact with here, about 1 million dogs are the primary beneficiary of their owners' wills in the US. So, about 1 million doggos are gonna, or did, inherit some money or some it's kind of crazy that there are over 1 million dogs are the primary beneficiary of their owner's will in the US. In the US alone. That means there's more of them. So stay tuned, Asana. Thank you so much, Shai Shai. Thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you. What else? Oh, I need to plate it. Okay. Did I? Oh no, I did tell you guys that the leg bones of a bat are like so thin that they can't, like, you know, no bat can walk. They just kind of like crawl. Oh, also the you know the Canary Islands? They aren't named after birds. They are actually named after dogs. That's the origin of. Is it the Canary? Wait, how do you pronounce that? Wait. Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So the term, the Canary Islands, are not actually like named after birds. They are Insula Canaria, which means island of the dogs. Oh yeah, they are not bird islands. That's it. Also, Ketsia, why you betray me like that? Why? the term, the Latin term for the island is Insula Canaria, which means island of the dogs. And yeah, it's Doggo Island. Exactly, Doggo Island. Okay, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. Go get a nice hot cup of coffee and enjoy life. And I'll see you